It is 8:13. Dr. Mollen is here, and he is talking about valley fever symptoms that can often be confused as the flu or allergies. So how do we tell the difference, Doc?
Well, first of all, let me tell a lot of people out there that pneumonia, and people often get pneumonia during the winter months and things like that, often that actually is being caused by the valley fever. So they suggested about in Arizona, 1/3 of the cases of pneumonia are actually caused by the valley fever. So here are some of the symptoms. You may have a cough, you may have a fever, you may have weakness and fatigue, and that will last for a long period of time. You'll have the night sweats, the muscle aches, the shortness of breath, basically a rash all over your body. Most often it's in your legs. It occurs like little red nodules. It's often referred to as erythema nodosum. This is something that a lot of people often will get, but some of these symptoms may actually cause you to be sick for a longer period of time than, say, the flu or a cold or something, which may simply last for a week or two. So how do you get it? Well, basically people are probably out in the desert, or they're in an environment where new homes are being built. New homes are often breaking out the dust and the soil, because there's spores that are actually inhaled into your lungs. So when you inhale those spores, and depending upon how many spores you inhale, that determines how severe that actually the valley fever will be. It's called coccidiomycosis. That's the actual medical term for it.
And is this a lifetime thing, valley fever, or how does it work?
Well, usually people will get it. In fact, the majority of the people who get valley fever actually have no symptoms at all. And they don't even know that they had anything. They may have had a little bit of a cough for a day or two. It was a mild case, but it's not very, very serious. So for those people, they don't need any treatment at all. But the other ones who actually are experiencing the weight loss, the cough, the fatigue, and over a long period of time, they need treatment. We treat it with antifungal medications. Some of the antifungal medications that we often treat it with are diflucan. Diflucan is an antifungal medication. They used to treat it with amphotericin B if it's a very serious case. There are newer drugs that are actually coming out to treat it. So it has to be treated if it becomes very severe. There are tests to do, and that's a coccidiomycosis test. It's called a cocci-serology, and you can get that blood test from your doctor. They do a chest x-ray. They may actually have to do a CAT scan if they see little nodules in your chest. So those are some of the things that we look for when we're trying to...
How serious is it?
It can be very serious. It can be life-threatening in people who get a very severe case of it. Now, on the other side of the coin, the majority of the cases, I'd say probably 90–95%, are minimal. They don't really know they have it. They may not even need a treatment for it or anything like that. Here's the good news. It's not contagious. So people who may be exposed to someone who has valley fever, you're not going to contract that if I were to have it. The other side of the coin, some people, will have it for months. Some people could even have it for a lifetime, and they have to be treated with antifungal medication for a long period of time. Generally, if it gets to the point where they have to do a biopsy to actually diagnose it, but again, the CAT scans, the MRIs, the chest x-rays, these are usually somewhat definitive in terms of finding out if it is or not valley fever. But if you start to get really sick this winter,
go get checked.
Get checked.
What's this?
This is our 3TV annual Phoenix 10K. So this is the 41st year of this race. 3TV is the proud lead sponsor of the race, and it's on November 6th. So people ought to get registered and come out and get ready to be part of the event this year. So it's a 5K, a 10K, and a half marathon. You ought to register online right now.
So when people call for their questions, we're going to make them pledge to participate.
Absolutely, yeah.
Nah, you don't
Especially those little kids, because we have that Mollen Mile, the 1 mile fun run. It's 3 years old and up. It's really great.
Well, my mom, she wants to go. She wants to take the grandkids. So.
She's signed up already.
Yeah, she is. Dr. Mollen took care of it.